I'm looking for is I'm always monitoring the limbs. I'm always looking to make sure that his arms are never completely free. That's in straight jiu-jitsu. It doesn't matter. I have to control his limbs, whether weapons are involved or not. I've got to be focused, at least paying attention. So if I can lock his arm just momentarily, I don't need to pull it. I don't need to do anything. I just need to leave it, make sure that he can't pull it back or out. So sometimes I can get away with it with just the arm behind his elbow. Usually though, if I see it and I think it's there, I'm gonna clamp the other arm down. So again, this is just momentary. This is about a second, half a second. Once I have this, now I keep this here and I move my hip. Again, I'm doing a hip escape, this universal move, not just to create space because he's on top, but to create space so I can move otherwise. So here, as soon as I do that, I open my guard, hip escape. Now my hip is now outside his. Instead of his elbow being essentially on my hip's outside. As soon as I do that, as soon as that hip's outside, I sit up. I need to close this gap, his arm. I don't want the arm coming back through. So I'm right here. If he wants to lift the arm up big this way, that's fine because he's given me plenty of attacks. What I don't want is just this. Then it's, oh man, I'm screwed. So as soon as I sit up, I reach for his far lat. I hook on I think of it like an ice climber. I just lock. And then my elbow goes to my ribs. Again, a universal move. Doesn't matter. My elbows are as much to my ribs as possible. This way it's locked. Now, once I'm here, it sort of depends on his energy. If he drives into me, because he's all going to push you down, then I'm going to go with it, and I'll roll. If he kind of just starts to try to sit up, I'm here and he tries to sit up and away, then I'm just going to drive into him and I'm going to knock him that way. My favorite, the one I like the best, is if he kind of just hunkers down. He just goes, okay, but I don't want to get knocked over because he feels maybe I can knock him over either side. So we say, oh, I'm going to stay upright. Cool. Now I just finish, I go around. Now, once my leg is out from the other side, I still have this control. I lock my torso to him. Now at this point, yeah, I can play a straight jiu-jitsu game. I can work chokes and work arm bars. I can play an MMA game. I can start hitting. Or this is, if what? This is where I can now access a weapon and bring it into play. Because his arm's here, his elbow is ahead of me. There's nothing he can do to stop me. I can just, nope, you ain't going anywhere. Nope, I'm gonna keep you like this. And once that's into that hard thumb pectoral index, my hip's in this right position, I'm gonna be able to dump rounds here no matter what. No, and there's nothing he can do. The worst he can do is start to turn into me. But now, okay, cool. But now I'm on top anyway. So I don't really care. Once I have my hip outside his elbow, I'm not looking for a particular end state. I'm just whatever he gives me. But my preference, like I said, is if he just, oh man, and stays there, I'm just gonna bring my hip outside. So I'm already up. He does this, I just bring this leg out. Again, another hip escape. That's all I need to do. Can I come all the way out? Sure. I can do that if I want, and then it's even easier. But I don't usually need to. As long as I keep my torso locked to his and I keep his elbows in front of me, I'm gonna be able to do almost anything, including weapons access.